Hi guys, it's Alia. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to part 2 of the faux suede journal covers. So in my last video we did the cover here, and actually this is the first one I made. Hold on. Oof. This is the one that I made on camera and it's not completely dry yet, so I'm not using this one for it, but I mean same thing. This is just the other half of the bag. So what I did, because what she did in her video, she only used half of this. So each of the side of the bags, technically, depending really, I guess, on your size, but you could get 4 journals out of one bag. So what I did was, see, it is one full piece, and I just folded it in half, found the middle, and then just cut it. So we're going to use just this one half for the journal. And how cool is this? Isn't this just like the neatest? I love the way that came out. So our journal is going to be basically, and this is just kind of like a rough guesstimate here, approximately 5 1/4. Oh no, because we're going to fold it in. So it's most likely going to be around 5 by, possibly like a 5 by 7, maybe a little bit different, but roughly about that. So now what we need to do is mount this basically onto something a little more sturdier. So we're going to use a file folder. And how she did that, actually I just do it like this. Basically I want to, because we're going to leave a little bit to fold over, so I'm going to do about this way, and then if I do it like this, possibly, and this is just, all guessing, there's no real rhyme or reason to the measurements. You don't have to, it's not anything that you need to really measure out. It's just basically what it's going to be. So let me just cut this down now. Oops, I'll put that over there. And cut this. All right, so actually this will be a better, clear picture of how big our journal is going to be. So it's going to be roughly 4 3/4 by 7 1/4. What a nice sized journal, actually. Okay, so that now is going to go like this, basically. And she did use her glue stick just for this part, and she said you could use any glue. I'm going to use a glue stick because then I'll use the Fabri-Tac for like, oops, that's gone, for like the real ones that we don't want to mess up on, or not mess up, but we don't want it to come loose or anything. This is more or less kind of just holding it in place for now, I guess you could say. And if more I'm thinking about it, you could really sew after if you wanted to, just because like we do this with fabric and then we sew the fabric down after. So I mean, you definitely could sew it too. I don't know, depending on how it looks, I might sew it, but I'm not 100% sure just yet. So we will cross that bridge when we get there. And I actually had to watch the video again from start to finish because she said, she was making the leather one and the suede one. And I was like, well, what's the difference? And I realized that it's basically the end finishing. And what I mean by that is once she finished the cover, if you put Mod Podge over this side, that turns it into the leather. If you leave it without the Mod Podge, that is basically the suede, because it's, it's a softer feel. So let me just get this glued down first, and I hope, let's see, I think this is, move it up a little bit. Yeah, not about that. Okay, and just kind of stick it down. Now, oh, get back in focus. There, I'm in focus. Okay, I need to get my Fabri-Tac glue, and we're going to glue down the edges. And this is the same way people that make their fabric covers, this is also a way that they kind of glue their fabric down. So it's the same same process. We're just using a paper bag that we turned into like a faux suede. So we're going to, oops. Put that one down and put that one down. Oops. Why do I keep saying oops? I guess it's not a good thing. Put that down and that down. Okay, so now those corners are stuck, more or less. And now we're just going to glue this part of it. Okay, and just like the fabric, oh, you're just going to fold it over, just like so. And then once we go all four sides down, I'll go back and kind of glue anything that I see that's possibly sticking up or anything like that, or that needs to be glued a little bit more. Okay. Now fold this one down. This video is definitely a lot quieter than the last video. The last video I was smushing the paper and crunching and crinkling, and I really should have gone back and watched it before I post it. Hopefully you can hear me over all the crinkling in that video. Okay. All right, and let's do, let me just stick a little under there and a little under here. Okay, and hopefully I'm in frame this. Hopefully I'm in frame and in focus this whole time. Okay, put a little glue there, a little glue there. I really should be doing this with my pink finger, but I started squishing before I was thinking, so that's okay. Okay, and now the last side. Okay, get some glue on there. And there. Okay. Oh, making a mess over here. And just squishing the glue around for some better coverage. Let's just hold that for a second. Yeah, it really does feel like suede. That is so neat. And I mean, I don't know. Okay, so this does stay on. The ink does stay on. It must somehow, I don't know, absorb it into the thing. But if you were worried about this kind of rubbing off, you can put Mod Podge over it, and then it turns it from the suede to the leather, which both are absolutely gorgeous. Doesn't matter. It's just, wow, I don't know. It's just weird to think that this cover was a paper bag. Like, it doesn't feel, it's like it's so soft. Like, seriously, you have to make your own because it's just amazing the way this feels. And I keep looking at my hands to see if anything comes off, and I think I'm good. All right, so let's just see if anything needs to be glued down a little bit more. I think those are good, actually. Yep. Maybe a little tiny bit there. Okay, now we have to put something on the inside. And what I found was, I know in a few videos ago, I don't know which video it was, a couple of videos ago, actually, not that much, but it was a video that I think I called it Randomness and Brainstorming New Projects. Maybe it was that one, maybe not, I don't remember. But I was looking for something, and I ended up finding all this stuff that I completely forgot about. And one of the things was like a half printed digital kit, but a signature was made, but there was also some papers left over, like this one, and it was actually already cut down and printed double-sided. And I think, and don't quote me on this because I don't know if I'm 100% correct, but this was possibly TLC Creates Vintage that I got this kit from. But again, I am not 100% sure, so please don't quote me on that. But what I thought, this would be really neat. And let me just, it does fit, actually. Just to be turned down just a little bit, but overall it fits. I want this to be the inside cover. And actually, let me just see. Do I want that to be the, actually I want this to be the front. Yeah, okay. So let's cut this down to size. Oops. Sorry about that. This is not really cut even at all. Let me see if I can just even it up just a tad, just so it sits a little better. Yeah, it's way off. Okay. Well, let's see if this helps. Okay, that's better. All right, so I want to cut, let's see. Let's cut right there first, just to see how that kind of measures up. Okay. All right. So we have this. Very good. I'm just going to look, okay. So let's, and we can always cut it down if we think we need to cut it off a little more. I'd rather have to do that than accidentally cut off too much, because then that would be a bad day. All right, let's see. I took just, I think, a hair over. And yeah, so I'm going to just take off just a smidge more. Just a tad. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Oops, sorry. I hope that wasn't too loud. Every time that slams, it hurts my ears. So I hope that it doesn't do the same to yours. Okay, that looks really good. All right, so what I'm going to do, I want to, excuse me. Definitely want to ink the edges on this first. And I want to do like a little bit more than I normally would do, just to kind of bring the grunginess, you know, from the front to the back. Or not to the back, to the inside. I don't know how well that actually is working. Well, that's okay. Don't stress about it. All right, now, oh, also, actually, what she did too first, she inked around all the edges a lot, just to give it kind of, you know, like that worn look, like, you know, like leather books, she was saying, kind of is a little darker around the edges. I wonder if I can just spread it just a little bit. I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I feel like when I'm inking something, it doesn't look like I'm inking anything. I mean, but I must be. I hope. Let me see. No, it's definitely on there. It just seems so light, I think. That's why. Or maybe my inker, my little pad needs to be re-inked a little bit. I have that little droplets that you put on. Maybe I should do that. The nice thing about this is that it actually kind of smells nice. It smells sort of like the conditioner. Okay. So we've inked that. Now, I'm gonna have to somehow put this on here carefully and strategically somehow so it's even, but I do want to use the Fabri-Tac, so this is going to be a little tricky. All right, so I know that is the front, so let's running out of room here. Okay, let me just put it like that. Yeah, and this is the front. Yeah, okay. So I am going to do my little pink finger because I have a feeling that we're going to be, I don't know, smudging a lot. And I'm actually thinking, because it's paper on paper and it's really not fabric and paper like normally I would do, I think the glue stick might have worked, but I don't know. So let's just stick with this and know that it will be more secure. All right, so let's start smushing, not smushing, smudging. Because I don't want any huge like blue spots to show through. But then again, I don't normally do this with paper, so I don't know if it actually would show through or not. I mean, it might not. Fabric does, just because, you know, like glue on the fabric is a little can be a little clumpy. I don't know why this isn't. Okay. I don't know if it's me, but sometimes if I'm extra concentrating, I get really, really quiet. And then I realize, not realize, but then I remember, oh, wait a minute. I am in the middle of a video and people are watching. And I don't know if the silence is so appealing. Even though you can like watch what I'm doing, I don't know if that gets boring if you're not hearing me say something, or, you know, I don't know. I always kind of chuckled at myself. Like, oh, wait, no, don't stay completely quiet. You gotta say something. Okay. And I think, just put a little paper under this just because I don't want anything sticking. All right, it looks like I am all the way, not all the way, and I hope my head doesn't get in the way. Okay. All right, so now let's bring this in and, oh gosh, carefully, I say as I just kind of whack it down. That is not even, hold on. Nope. Actually, and I'm sure you're getting a much better view than I because you're right above me. And you know what, if it isn't perfectly straight either, that is okay. I'm completely fine with that. But I want it to be somewhat even. It's not going to be perfectly even, but somewhat I will take. And this is actually one of those times I wish I had like a brayer, because it's just kind of nice just to, you know, smoosh everything down. Smoosh and smoosh. Because I really think that I'm going to need to go around. I might actually end up sewing this, either that or I will go around with my art glitter glue, because it has that really thin tip, and any sides that are kind of still sticking up, put down, because art glitter glue, you know, this is paper and paper, so it will be nice to use, because like right here I feel like it's not completely all the way down. But put some art glitter glue under there and let's see if that helps. Oops. Okay. That side looks pretty good. Let's do a little on this side, possibly. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit on the side. Uh-oh. Wow, I didn't really do a very good job with any of these edges. That's okay though. Oh man, that was a lot of glue that I just smushed out. Yikes. Oh boy. I didn't realize I was putting that much glue underneath. Oopsies. Let me just move that paper aside. Okay, so that is now very well stuck down. That's stuck down. And of course, after everything completely dries, I'll come back and see. But okay, so here is the inside. I don't want to fold it just yet. And then here is the outside. So I think that is going to basically finish the video. We've done the cover. And of course, now I'll turn it into a junk journal. I'll put papers and, you know, all that good stuff on the inside. But I just wanted to show how to do this faux suede junk journal cover, because it was really easy. And, you know, all you need is a brown paper bag. So I really hope you give it a try. And remember, if you don't want this to be a suede one, if you do want to turn it into leather, all you do is you need to just put a coat of Mod Podge over this, and that turns it into the leather look. And basically the difference is that you'll see, you'll see kind of like a shine to it. And it also definitely will lock everything together. Whereas this, it doesn't have a shine, but it has the feel. And that's, well, I mean, it's a little shiny, but you know, when you Mod Podge something, it gets really shiny. Unless I guess you use the matte, but that's neither here nor there. But for this one, I do want to keep it just the suede. For my next one, the one when I do this part of it, I'm going to do it with the Mod Podge just to see the difference. You know, see if there's a big difference that I see. And I really like the inside cover here. So I was really happy with that. Yeah. So definitely grab one of your shopping bags and give this a try. And remember, you don't have to do this size. You can do a bigger size. You can do it a smaller size. There's just so many, you know, variations of this. And again, I will leave the link to Pam's tutorial because she does it really from start to finish. She puts the pages in and everything. And she makes a little writing journal out of it. But if you want to see where I got my inspiration from, definitely watch her video too. Again, I'll leave the link in the description box below. So that wraps it up for this one. Absolutely loving the way this came out, and I hope you give it a try too. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.